Recording.
Yeah.
So I know your question again, like what do you think?
No, I think the first thing you're going to have to do is apologize to everybody who's watching. What was that, bro?
Yeah, Joe.
What was that, bro?
Never said our phone more silent. And
This guy. I was telling. Already, guys. We already have a crew, a 3-man crew.
Yeah.
The homie.
MK.
He's chilling behind the camera.
Yeah. And again, meeting kind of MK. I forgot. Yes.
Mampa Kolofelo.
Sure.
Oh, name and surname.
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah. So, the homie is he studies film and what is this?
It's film actually.
It's just film.
It's studying film.
Yes.
Yeah. Doing
Yeah.
scening and
So, we got the homie. Y'all know Tebuch always got the plug. I don't know where he meets people, but because he's always in the flat. But he managed to get the homie.
Yeah.
And he's joined us on this episode, helping us with our camera and our lighting. We're actually shooting much later than we did the last time.
Yeah.
But yeah, they will owe you guys an apology, even to Mampa. Mampa had to pause.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's somebody at home who
Whoever
could
was
pub for
calling.
him.
Yeah, like whoever was calling Kawati. And like late to Kawati, she called at the wrong time.
No, yeah.
So,
but yeah, what I was saying before the phone call is that the feedback that I received from people who were actually tuned in on the first episode was that they would like to get a bit more interaction even beyond the scope of actual business operations. And I was skeptical about that. I think we might need to take it with a grain of salt, sifting maybe, because I mean we don't want to change the entire idea, the original idea that we had for the podcast.
Yeah, but just like anything, Joe, when it comes to we've seen it. When you talk about business, that doesn't keep people much interested. Rather than talking about, let's say, whatever's because most people are not really that interested. Let's say you see a DJ's Boost podcast and all these podcasts where you have business people. That, to be honest, that doesn't pull the numbers at someone not knowing what happened on Twitter. So, unfortunately, it's how the world is. And Rekasi avoided it. So,
I think what we basically have right now is I'm looking for this word.
Yeah.
We have a dilemma.
No, I don't think we don't.
It's a dilemma. And this is where I'm saying the dilemma comes from, right? You have, you just mentioned 2 points of trajectory as far as trying to figure out what you would like an episode to be, okay? Which is something that is mainly around, business, and, what most people would like to hear about is things like, for instance, people want to hear about societal impacts.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like there is I don't know, maybe you guys, will let us know. Hopefully you guys use the comment section.
Yeah.
Just to give us a feel of, what you're getting from the podcast itself.
Look, now the way I see it, to get traction, to keep people entertained, yes, social impacts, will discuss whatever's happening. And then, but we also don't deviate to a point where we speak and then, let's say someone meets you like, oh, that guy's a podcaster.
Yeah.
So, if someone says that, I feel like we've lost the meaning.
Yeah.
But if someone like, okay, these guys have a cleaning business, they also have a podcast over. That for me, that's okay.
Let me ask you a question. That guy, Vusi Tembakwayo.
Yeah.
What does he do?
He's a venture capitalist.
He's a venture capitalist.
Yeah.
Did you know that guy is a venture capitalist, bro?
I don't even know the guy.
Did you?
That?
Exactly.
Who is that guy?
Vusi Tembakwayo is this guy who has these. He sits down and I've seen a couple of his TikTok videos. I think
people
for
don't
me,
get him, yeah.
for me in South Africa, Vusi Tembakwayo right now is practically on the level of your as far as traction and impact on the things that he says. I would compare him to an Andrew Tate, to what's that guy from Canada, the lecturer's name? the one who's always crying. I'd compare him to like Jordan Peterson. The level of impact that I'm referring to. I know you're thinking more along the lines of him. Dude, have you seen this guy's TikTok videos and how he manages to engage with actual crowds, bro? It's amazing. And he's had some pretty impactful things to say about the way corporate South Africa is run, how, you know, the markets are developing. It's groundbreaking, dude. And people listen to him like he speaks with scripture, bro. If you've picked that up.
Yeah, no, but I wouldn't make that comparison.
No, but understand that somebody with that level of impact, this guy just said he doesn't know who that is.
No, it's
you get what I'm saying? You get what I mean?
It's probably like this guy, what his interests are in. Yeah, that guy would.
He would know.
No, he's seen the name.
Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
But it's just imofitting. Because it's trying to lay, like, let's say, like, Wizardcam is a businessman, Obon.
Yes.
He's a businessman. Perliman Gamla most of the time. He's a venture capitalist, and most people, they funds business. Most people, see his type of business, what he's in. So, in fact, when he's into filming, not homework, it will be like someone or like the business section, he doesn't really read that much into it. So, and he's never, and as much he'll discuss, that man is always just talking. That's why I would never make that comparison to Andrew Tate.
No, but the point that I'm making about the whole thing is that each individual at whatever level of life they are in have an impact using a completely different spectrum of conversation than anybody else. Because you look at Andrew Tate gets on the camera and he speaks about reinstilling manhood, for instance. You get to Jordan Peterson and he says that, guys, what's happening in society right now doesn't make sense. Vusi Thembakwa is speaking about a business. You understand that these are all people who are speaking from different spectrums, but I know each one because the message from that spectrum is so powerful, it reaches me. So I'm saying, why does this man not know who Vusi Thembakwa is?
Is what he's listening to, is what he's reading. So because with Joe, Hopola, like the internet is like you being out. We one in the world, and then you select what you listen to, what you watch, what you do. So the like algorithm your Twitter will direct you.
No, the algorithm will, but every once in a while, you at least come across a Hello Kitty.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? A Hello Kitty video, cute animals. I don't like cute animals, dog. That appears on my TikTok.
Like,
you understand what I'm saying?
Funny, like, let's example, when it comes to Hello Kitty, Hello Kitty next Hello Kitty game. That was a colleague of mine. Now tattoo by me Hello Kitty. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what? Serious? Next Hello Kitty came up. I'm like, didn't you enjoy? Like, only I think 2019 when she left the company. I'm like, why did you guys call Taran Hello Kitty? They were like, no, Kitty Popeye, whatever the dolls. Looked up. I'm like, so then now Hello Kitty was not popping up on my thing.
Dude, what I'm saying, like, here's the point that I was making. The point that I was making was that if there is any information or anything in whatever spectrum of life you're looking at that is at its highest operation, you will hear about it. Nah. You will definitely hear about it.
Nah.
Trust me, bro. That's how you get people, like, even in like deep, remote villages, speaking about things that you'd be like, hey,
no.
How did you know about this? Because you don't have a television.
Look, we wait as much as there's so many. There's like information is accessible, but what you do, what you listen to, what you search, who you speak to, will put you in a certain way. You wouldn't even hear what's happening next door. Like, it's like a one street. So if you listen to this, you listen to Kanakin, screw music, Kinyana boom, Kanakin Mamoti. Wait, Migos, like the information that Migos now are the info.
Dude, you want to tell me that if you asked a 19-year-old who Oliver Mtukuzi is, they wouldn't know?
Yeah.
There's no way, bro.
You know what? Funny thing,
if they were born after he died, I can tell you.
Put up, this couple, they make jazz music together.
Kaifas and Letambuli.
Yeah, Bali too. She put Sonia Bane Balmosulone.
Yeah.
Age group, she's like, who are these people?
What? But
But-
you know what I think. You know what I think you're doing. I remember back in the time when I think when we were when I was still working on.
Nah, man, have you heard Pina
research?
Massacre?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, at least.
He has, dude.
Yeah,
Come
no,
on, who doesn't know? Come on, dude. Why were you going to judge him? And that's the question. Why were you going to judge him?
No, when I'm here now, people like become so big, ne? You have to hear about them.
They overlap.
So
That's
you
when
assuming these guys, you hear about them. And now where like information is so decentralized, that's why we have podcasting. Podcasting podcast, and then the guy who owns the studio, the podcast, like if you watch it said like no you're not gonna Kenya box song. That's how fucked up the world is. Or Kenya box song by the information that you consume.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How many tech billionaires do you know? If I ask you to think of one, who comes to mind?
Come on, right like Mark Zuckerberg. Right?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
You dipped the Elon Musk answer. Elon Musk, because you think about it now, it's very easy for everybody to know who Mark Zuckerberg is. Everybody uses Facebook and Instagram, and then you come and think about it, like what? There's so many people who know who Elon Musk is, but they don't even know what he does because he does it so well in the channel that he does it. His name is bound to pop out. Think about it. And I'm saying that is how information moves from one sphere of life to another.
No, Kahana jo.
Of course you have to, bro.
Elon Musk does not know what he does. Like
Dude.
one thing I could tell about when it comes to business people,
Everybody
right?
said Tesla. But somebody saying to anybody else that Elon Musk is famous for Tesla, without explaining what Tesla is like somebody who doesn't know what Elon Musk does.
No, but look, Tesla and Elon Musk, but some what? Finally, PayPal,
That's the
all
point.
Things. It's like Bill Gates or Microsoft.
And you know what? You think about it. All of these people, Bill Gates, who's that guy? Wa Apple. Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Who else? All of these people.
Yeah, Jeff Baban. Okay, so
They are the best in this. Do you know how long
no, I
it
had to buy all these names. It's the Forbes list.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the only reason, Baban. Like people know the Forbes, like everyone, because there's always that debate.
Why do we still know who Pablo Escobar is? Pablo Escobar was never
because
put.
of the Joe.
He was, and that's the point. It will apply both in the negative and the positive. He was doing something so well negatively. There's no way that we couldn't know about it. He was doing it at the best of his capabilities.
Pablo Escobar. Skim saka man he can Obaile Bukaka. He was like Pablo Escobar. 2014. That's when I first heard of Pablo Escobar. And then that's when the series came out. And that's when I started watching.
Dude, he's a drug dealer who has a book.
Nah.
Do you understand the impact of how great that man did whatever he did? He's a drug dealer who has a book.
Well respected.
No.
Which other drug dealers do we know who have books? Because if you're a drug dealer, your guys is anonymity. He did it so well, he didn't need to be anonymous.
No,
he
fucked
almost
up.
even ran for president.
No, he fucked up, I guess.
No, he did. No, we can agree with that. But I'm saying at the height of what you do best, you will always be known.
No.
The smartest kid in a hood, right? The smartest kid in a hood is almost as famously known as the naughtiest, the most gangster, the biggest problem in any hood. Why is that the case?
You know there's someone who's the president. There's someone, let's
Unless-
say over the age of 10.
I feel like they live in Orania.
It's
the only way.
Orania knows, they know the president. There's someone above the age of 10 years old. If you ask him who's the president, they'll be like, Even the deputy president, someone will be like,
Dude, I didn't know that David Mabuse was the deputy president until there was an article that he left the
You don't
country.
even know who's David Mabuse.
what, Bun?
Deputy president was
So look, I'm a pain.
You get what I'm
How
saying?
we know yet? How we like
Because he's not David Mabuse. Think David Mabuse out of the history of deputy presidents. I don't even know what that guy's job title. I know his job
He's a
title.
deputy.
I don't know what he does. Is he
He's
just
a
there
deputy.
waiting
He's
for
there.
like Ramaphosa to die?
Yeah, like that's what a deputy does. He's a backup. So how the backup? You don't do much.
he's
when
just a
they-
backup.
Yeah, like that's what a deputy does.
Come on.
But there is some functions that will fall under him.
Hey, that's
But deputy presidents are usually known. He's just not very active in his role.
No, he is. That man wants to every day because young is not active.
So his job is to wake up.
What parliament thing?
No, bro.
No, you guys can say that David Mabuse wakes up, he goes to work. That money, he signs something like on a let clock in, clock out. There's something that he
I
does
agree
during the
with
day.
you, I
Wabon.
agree.
It's just as a deputy.
Because if he didn't do that, then there was gonna be like.
No, like
That's
related.
his job
Look,
and-
Ritima councillor, like what councillors are better. Like they don't do shit. But like what Josie, that why is
No,
like,
no.
back
We-
home,
But
Joe.
not all of them.
Like
And
that
wait,
man-
that actually brings
You
me.
see, you gotta appreciate those who do
It-
the work. And
Nah, there's less of them. We appreciate them, but because it's like when there's more bad people than good people, man. And then
so like people are fucked up.
And also, people get publicized for doing, like, it's not even about doing good work. It's about looking like you're doing good work.
That's also
So you
another
don't do
point
the
to go
work,
about.
but you look like you're
But you
doing
look
it.
like you're doing
But listen.
Nah, but
This
it shows
goes
that
down. This ties down exactly
It
what I've
always
been
shows.
saying. Listen, we've been talking about people operating at the highest level.
Starting to get cold, yeah.
At the highest level, and how well they get known. It's very difficult for somebody like David Mabuse because we don't know him operating
He's
at
like
the
the
high
he's
level.
like the number two. What do you mean? I go a high level.
Also,
Now I
you,
am-
you knew him from all along.
yeah, guys, can't tell you vote. Like
Not a voter, but.
Look, what's up?
Did you vote for Ramaphosa? Did
No.
you vote for
The
Ramaphosa?
ANC.
yeah.
Hey, guys.
No.
But
I
Ramaphosa
literally
was. We never voted for Ramaphosa.
no.
It was after
I can say.
and Ramaphosa was never voted.
But you guys need to know who's taking your country somewhere.
That's
Yeah, but
true. But
who's
here's the
are
thing.
in that-
No, they on the
Here's the
ballot
thing.
paper, like
How do you know people you didn't vote for?
Eh?
So you can't blame. Like
so you
can't-
didn't vote. No, we blame
Do you-
because
did you
that's
vote?
I'm a bit- that's one of the problems in Irakalane. Like that's one thing Julius and on the McG podcast was like, guys, you guys are trying to move away from politics now. And funny thing is politics is everywhere. Politics rules life detects everything about. So there are people that will be like, nah, I can't politics. I'm gonna do my thing, get. Which this is what we do. We're like, you know what? We don't want to depend on politics. We don't want to know what the
everything
country's
is
going.
politics.
We just wanted to make so much money, whatever the government decides.
We are safe.
We're safe.
Yeah.
That's the idea of everyone trying in the private sector, everyone in the middle class about. But government will be like, hey, that's gonna be 20%. Well, that's when you'll know David Mabuse went to propose 20% VAT to go parliament. You'll be like, who the fuck is this guy? So that's what happens. So when you guys put your interest onto so many things to the outside, like music, not knowing what really happens, that's when politicians better so because they're like, I vote even though if you don't give me a vote, but as long as I'm in office, what am I doing? How do you hold someone accountable?
Makes sense. Okay, but that doesn't listen to what I'm saying. That, right? That is still bare minimum operational ability. You're looking at these guys doing those things, and dude, if David Mabuse, right, was in the street every day, making sure that people have toilets, making sure that streets are drivable. You understand? Making sure that when they're driving in the convoys on the freeway, that they're not trying to kill everybody else. You understand what I'm saying? If he wasn't focused on the wrong things, we would see the work of his actions. Now, this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that there is no impact. I'm saying that there's impact, but it's not impact that people care about. So you can't say you're operating at the highest level if what you do is not doing something for society.
Look at us and what we're doing. If our delaying, our
couch cleaning, our everything was operating at the highest level. At the highest level, we would have a very good customer base. And we have customers.
Yeah.
Right? And that's something that's very important. We have customers. But we have repeat customers, but the portfolio of our customers isn't growing. We don't have people who are calling us in an office to come and do that work. And that's where we want to be. You understand? And people don't know us because we're not operating at the highest level.
No, but we know one of the reasons, King, I guess.
No, we do. I mean, there are factors when you start your business. You'll go through a point where you require large amounts of capital like we have. There have been times where we couldn't take jobs because we needed to buy like a new machine. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying is that these are challenges that people are probably going to go through. But again, it goes back to that thing where I said operating at the highest level. Yeah. It's the only way you can.
So the reason why we can't say that when you say operating at the highest level, because we have normal jobs where we are required to be contracted with them Monday to Friday, which we operate high level there.
I agree.
So that's one of the reasons why, if we could give this thing now 100%, that we would have. So the problem nature of our business is customer will call you once or twice a year. So you need to constantly have new customers coming in. As much as like repetition of the work it's very slim. So one guy will call you to do the couches once a year. There are people that haven't cleaned their couches for over 10 years. So just to get in the idea, things need to be cleaned regularly. I sit on this couch. It's like, it's when COVID hit, when was the last time you wiped your phone? People were so concerned about everything, sanitizing everything. They actually forgot, like, my phone gets like 30 times to 100 times, but I've never bothered once to clean it. When the door handle, all those things that you constantly touch, you're not on a couch on your bed, which you use daily, but you'll be like, nah, this doesn't need to be cleaned. So that's the nature of our business, where we need to get customers. That's why we're doing this podcast, where
the
literally gonna be looking for new people. You're constantly looking for new people. So, but that is so. Look, the idea is, the way information is, the way we consume information now, you can literally be narrow-minded. So the question is, like, there's so much information out there. How are people still narrow-minded? Because you can choose what to listen to. You can choose, say, Robert.
You know what you and I just did? Our conversation did this. Because what we literally mean is the same thing. You're saying that people will become extremely narrow-minded as far as the information they consume. And I'm telling you that the people who behave at their highest capabilities will always be known by even the narrow-minded.
No, but it's like they don't know. You just know the name. Like, let's say Forbes List. The Forbes List, Elon Musk is the richest guy. Bill Gates is the third richest guy. But they don't know Chulo. It's like I the richest guy
I don't know, it's not Rupert.
Yeah. But people don't know Rupert owner. People don't know how he bought.
He owns everything, bro. Yo, Johan Rupert.
Like, if you ask someone what is besides Sandals Mototla, but Sandals is like 1% of his
what it does.
Yeah. So people will know, like, that's the first question. Say the podcast in Yahorem. The vision near the podcast, what would you want someone to? You can be well known, but the reason why someone knows you is not entirely what you actually are doing.
Okay, and I think it's two sides of a coin here that you just said. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying I'm not wrong either. I'm not wrong either, bro. but yeah, I think, you see, this is the beauty of actual conversation. The fact that we were, and I had a question actually while you were speaking.
Yeah.
How do we then change the narrative of people knowing? Because I mean, I work, you work. Our colleagues literally know us as these guys who work with them. Our friends know us as their friends.
Yeah.
How many people know that if they need to have their couch cleaned, if they need to have their car valeted, if they need to have their mattress cleaned, if they need to have their carpet cleaned. How do we change that narrative using this platform going forward? Like, and also beyond the platform itself, how do we engage at a marketing perspective? How do we engage in such a way that our names are synonymous with the thing that we do? Because if that's what the case is, then everybody else that we're introduced to will be introduced to as the guys barezi clean, you know, the guys who do this, the guys who do that. When will it be synonymous? Is it synonymous or antonyms? But I can't believe I used to teach Chinese people English, bro. How do I forget that, bro? You know what I'm saying? No, it's not synchronized,
it's
though.
not synchronized.
It's synonymous as in a word that means the same as.
Okay.
Yes.
Look, Wabana, okay, one of the thing is while we're still going, we can't control what people see now, Wabana. So we can't control what people see now. I was actually, I feel myself, I was watching podcast where I have McG. I have DJs, so there's a clip you can note one. So Nota on the podcast is like 1994 actually fought with my dad. I love. No, that was like 1994 was like I actually fought with my dad because he voted for the ANC.
I was 4 years old.
I was 4 years old. And then that person had it abayisa kwa TikTok, which that got so like but including me. Because on that clip, I was like, fuck, not about. So, by watching the Darenyaka DJ's boon, what he's actually saying is like, Joe, actually, Kilwane later makane, because like the topic was like Mandela became bigger than ANC. He's like, dude, I actually fought with Tamalaka because I was like, dude, why was I voting Mandela?
Oh,
that makes sense.
I can't believe. And you know what the worst?
That video has over 700 likes now. Whatever views over more TikTok, and I promise you, 1% of that actually knows what he says after.
Can you explain? Because I don't know what you mean.
So basically, there's this thing. Okay, my apologies. There's this thing, right, where there are people who are actually who consume media in snippets. So the problem with consuming media in snippets is that you never get full context of whatever is being discussed. And what you do is you find yourself judging whatever was said on the snippet instead of the fuller picture. You know what I mean?
Let's say, Kawena, I'm judging the way you're judging McG's podcast. You've only seen it like 30-second clips or whatever these things, what's been said on Twitter.
Snippets.
So you've never really watched a full episode to see what he says. If he said something, if you have.
I have, but okay.
Yeah, no, then I'll make like a. Okay, maybe how do man learn? So that's what happens, Kabato. Like, you can't, like, when you put something out there, someone will take. Hopefully, people understand the way Babato understand that thing. You can say something. It's very. I don't think you get to a point where you say something and someone understands it the way. Or better. That's why like 30 seconds or two sayang. Like you'd see you might know something but you can't really describe it to someone's level of understanding outlaw sets and give you an answer. So I think if you do that, if you play 30 seconds more, because you can be the clever, like you'll know all the answers. If you can't explain it to someone next to you who like, dude, this is what I'm describing. And that's how the world is. Like the way we barely understand each other.
Don't tell people our problems.
We're still friends. Like we different on, like we're completely different, Baba. So, but we understand how we hold. Like differences are not really that bad. Well, but you can disagree with someone, then you can also still have a thing because imagine and
like it money boy. But yeah, you know what I think.
Yeah,
I don't want this episode to be so strenuously long that people end up struggling. But clearly, the conversation is there. You understand? The conversation, the engagement is there.
It will always be there.
Yeah, and I think that if in everything we can realize that what we're trying to do, again, the same message as last week, we're trying to market this. We figured that the podcast would be something